What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to take a look at the crypto market. I'm going to show you guys the cryptos that I'm buying, tell you why I'm buying them, and much more. So with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, as you can see here, this market is getting smacked up. Bitcoin down 7%, ETH 7, Jasmy 8, Caspa 7, BNB 4. Many of your alts down anywhere from 5 to 7%. Now, we literally talked about this in yesterday's video. I said that this could happen, but it's not something I'm concerned about. The fact that we've been getting these consolidationary moments, even in the micro scheme or in the macro scheme, are good things to me and are giving us these moments to cool down. And the likelihood is that even in these moments in which we see crypto pulling back, the likelihood of some type of high or low and a continuation over the long term is very high. And so this doesn't really concern me all too much. And so with that in mind, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be buying on a day like today, right? Where the market is going straight down. This is one of the best times to be buying. And it's been proven historically in bull markets, these falls don't last very long. Sometimes the longest they'll last is a month or two. That's uncommon itself, but it does happen here and there. But when they do happen, generally speaking, in bull markets and macro moments of bullish sentiment, you will see that the price will rise from these moments. And of course, that's why I believe it's a great time to be buying. Now, personally speaking, right now, I am doing a good bit of buying on most of your top cryptos. So let me explain to you a couple of the ones that I am investing in. So let's actually go ahead and let's turn on Algo here and let's get a feel for what is happening. Now, you all know Algo is my company's indicator. I designed it by basically taking all of the strategies that I use for when I'm looking for good times to buy. I put them into one indicator that tells me it's DCA plus, which is a good time to buy, or DCA minus, which is a good time to take profits, right? Right now I only have the DCA plus feature on, so I can only see good times to buy because I'm not in the mindset of looking to sell. And what it does is every time one of these goes off on whatever time frame I have it set on, it'll send me a text message saying, hey, this is a good time to buy or a good time to sell. And so of course I do the majority of my investing based off of Algo. And again, you can go down to the link in the description below and you can get 20% off and a 30-day money back guarantee, so there's literally no risk to you. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about, again, what exactly is going on here. So I've been looking at the 2-hour time frames a lot. It's been a really, really good middle for me. Like, we have the 1-hour time frames, which is a little frequent, then the 4-hour time frames, which is a little infrequent. And so the 2-hour time frames have been a nice little sweet spot for me for the last week and a half or so over on Algo and determining when I'm looking to purchase some crypto. And what you can see here is that as Bitcoin is starting to make this move towards this ascending trend line, we are starting to see Algo flashing on these dips, right here and right here. And remember, Algo's goal isn't to time the very bottom of the macro move. It's to show you the best times to be buying on these micro moves consistently, right? Just like we saw right here, and then missed that one, but then obviously we saw this beautiful pump to the upside, and it's done it on multiple occasions, right? It gave us the flash right here before that pump. It gave us this flash literally right here before this pump. And so of course, whenever it is giving us these, multiple flashes over and over and over again, it's just kind of showing that we're starting to see overextensions to the downside every time we get a move like this, and the likelihood is that some type of reversal to the upside could very easily be on the way. And so because of that, obviously I am buying Bitcoin, not only on the 2-hour charts where we're seeing Algo go off, but we actually just saw it happen on the 4-hour as well. The last time that happened was back here before that pump, and the last time before that was way down here, down around 39,000 before the massive pump that we saw. So obviously I'm picking up some Bitcoin, especially considering the fact that we did get the 4-hour Algo flash. So let's talk about some of our altcoins now. Now, before we do continue on with the video, I actually did want to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is the BXN, or the Blackfort Exchange Network. Now, you guys know I am incredibly involved with investing in and finding as many of these small layer ones as I possibly can in the beginning of bull markets. It is what made me the biggest returns back in 2020 and 2021, and I don't think this is going to be any different, especially this time around in this market. And this is exactly what this is. What you can see here is that the Blackfort Exchange Network is going to be launching the BXN token, or the Blackfort Exchange Network token, today on April 2nd at 10 a.m. UTC, so it's probably live as you are watching this. And what kind of caught my eye and caught my attention about this and made me want to bring them to the channel is that, generally speaking, when I find layer ones, they're very underdeveloped, right? They don't have any they don't have the blockchain developed. They might have a token launched. They have no utility. They have none of the elements developed. They have no wallets. They have nothing like that. But what you can see here is that Blackfort has decided to take a utility first approach and already start putting out some of these products and putting out some of the aspects and elements and functionality of all of the things in which they're promising, just to go to show that they're actually meaning business and that they're coming out the gates with utility and with the ability to provide value for their investors. You can see here that they already have the Blackfort wallet that is ready to be used, and you can of course buy Bitcoin and store your cryptos and things like that, just to go to show that they are in a position in which they can provide results like they say they will, and that's extremely important. Now, their blockchain itself also looks amazing. They say that it is a layer 1 blockchain that is EVM compatible, fast, scalable, secure, and efficient with POSA and are easy access to become a delegator. Now, POSA is actually extremely interesting to me. What you can see here is that POSA, or Proof of Stake Authority, is an efficient and secure way to validate a cryptocurrency smart chain. They say that the BXN has implemented this system and is reaping the rewards with over 60,000 delegators from over 120 countries, which ensures that the network is well distributed. This allows for a much greater level of decentralization and security than any other POS or POW methods, as well as increased scalability. They go on to finally say that BXN blockchain is clearly at the forefront of the latest technologies and is an excellent example of the benefits of using POSA. And so with that in mind, as I mentioned before, the fact that they have all of this development, they're actively doing the things that they say they're going to do before they have ever even launched the token, just tells me that their token itself is going to be backed by actual value, and to me that puts it in a position in which it definitely could do well. And so with that in mind, I wanted to bring them to the channel today. As I mentioned before, we partnered up because of all of the value that they're bringing, and I wanted to share that value with you. So make sure you go down to the links below and go check out more about them if you do want to learn more about them, and let's continue on with the video. And so moving forward from that, let's now talk about Ethereum, just kind of see what this thing is doing. You can see here Ethereum did also get that 4-hour flash as well as the 2-hour flash, so I am definitely picking up some more ETH. I think at this given point, you know, it has slowed down a good bit. It has put in a beautiful cooldown ever since this high that it was at. I mean, a 20% correction on Ethereum is a beautiful correction in my opinion, and even though it easily could continue back down towards $3,000, I do like the fact that we're at such a big correction now, and I do see Ethereum making its way back up towards above 4K again at some point. So because of that, I'm absolutely picking up more Ethereum where we are right now. Looking at something like Jasmy also is one of those ones that I am picking up. You can see we're getting these clusters forming now. Every time we're getting these moves, we're seeing Algo going off on a consistent basis, saying, look, it's a good time to buy, it's a good time to buy, it's a good time to buy. Even if it comes down here, it might flash again, boom. But inevitably, I do think we're going to do something like this, and all of those are going to form profit very fast. And so because of that, obviously, I'm picking up a little bit more Jasmy as well. Looking at Caspa, we haven't got the flash here on Caspa just yet, which is a little bit surprising, honestly. I would assume we've gotten it on the hourlies. Yeah, we did get it on the hourlies in this little accumulation phase, but since we broke through accumulation, it does seem as if it thinks we could go a little bit lower. So I may hold off a little bit on Caspa until we possibly get a little bit more overextended to the downside there. Looking at BNB has given us some beautiful moments. I think BNB might be one of the ones, yes, it did, flashed on the 4-hour Algo time frame. Looking at this, I mean, obviously the last time we saw Algo flash on the 4-hour time frame was actually back here before this move. So obviously getting this 4-hour call here, boom, tells me even though we could continue downwards, this is a beautiful time to be buying some BNB. So I'm surely picking up some BNB right here as well. And another thing to consider is I would assume, just kind of looking at it with my eyeballs, that we should be, yes, approaching that 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone to the downside. So definitely think BNB is a good buy right now. Looking at Polygon Matic, we're not getting that 4-hour flash just yet. We did get it back here before this pump, which obviously was a beautiful pump, right? This was a move of about 18%. We're not getting it quite yet. I would assume the 2-hour has started to flash. Yeah, the 2-hour is flashing now. So this could be a good time for some smaller buys on Matic, but it does seem as if we could go a little bit lower, especially now that we have set the macro lower low. Okay, so we might go a little bit lower to the downside. I mean, my guess, if I'm giving literally just a guess, could be back to around this 1.272, around 86 cents. Okay, so maybe that's around where I would be looking to pick some more up. Looking at Jupe. Jupe is one that I have been following a lot recently. Jupe isn't in a buying position in my opinion. Still at the top of a run. Not one that I would personally be buying at this given point. But I think you're starting to get the picture here, right? So the vast majority of my major alts, right? My Bitcoins, my ETHs, my Solana. Let's talk about this thing. Solana is giving us the 2-hour Algo flash. The last one was back here before this pump. Now we're starting to get this little cluster forming here, which could be a sign that it's a good time to buy. Solana is also coming back to retest these previous points of liquidity like we talked about in the last Solana video. So I think that it could hold some support rather soon. I don't think the 4-hour went off yet. Yeah, the 4 hours not gone off yet, so I wouldn't be doing any huge buying, but it does seem as if doing a little bit of buying right here could be a decent idea, especially now that we are back testing these previous points of support. And so because of that, obviously, I think that Solana is also a good buy right here around these previous points of support. But again, do be aware, it could still continue downwards, but that's not the point. The point is to be picking up on these lows until we do eventually get that inevitable move to the upside, like I do think is going to happen at some point. So with that in mind, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Although, yes, the market is looking a little bit ugly, it's really not all that concerning concerning. I think that we're still in a good spot to see some possible growth. And so because of that, I am dollar cost averaging on, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Jasmy, Caspa, BNB, Matic, not Jupe right now, but Solana, and a lot of your top alts. So just wanted to kind of show you some of the ones that I'm investing into. Let me know some of the ones that you're investing into down in the comment section below. And also let me know, how far do you think this thing is going to go? Do you think we're going to maybe pull back into the halving and then maybe pull, start to go back upwards after the halving? What are your thoughts on this dip? Do you think it's going to continue or not? I'd love to hear them down there below. So let me know what you think, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.